So in today's video we're going to be looking at how to do a step back turn. This is a turn that is mostly used in races to turn around buoys. It requires good balance to move around the board and is the hardest turn to complete, but gives you an edge in races or can just be fun to have a little play around with. When you start practicing this turn, be prepared to fall in quite a lot. Let's get into it. So the step back turn, otherwise known as a pivot turn, is when you change your stance from a normal paddleboarding stance to a surf stance. Then take a couple step back, depending on the size of the board, could be 3, 2, 1 steps. Then your back foot while in surf stance needs to reach the tail of your board, therefore sinking the tail. This is because the less board you have on the water, the more you're going to turn. The more board you have on the water, the faster and straighter you're going to go. Now I'm going to do a step-by-step walkthrough of how to do this and give you some very useful tips at the end. So first of all, make sure you're standing in the middle of your board. This is normally where the handle is. Then figure out which foot you would like to put in front. I prefer putting my right foot in front, but normally people like putting their left foot in front. If you can't figure it out, look at skating or surfing and see what foot you put in front in those sports. So now you want to turn your front foot from facing the nose of your board to the middle 90 degrees towards the handle basically. Now you want to take a step back with your back foot into surf stance. Then take another step back with both feet until you're at the back of your board, but make sure your feet are pretty far apart. Now you want to bend your knees and look at the nose of your board. This really does help keep your balance. Now you're ready to paddle while bending your knees and putting most of your body weight at the back of your board. You want to paddle out wide. You could do this by paddling short but fast or long but slower, but you definitely want to paddle out wide and not close to the board. I prefer short but fast in a race environment. When you have completed the turn, transfer your body weight forwards, brace your paddle and then take some steps forward to the middle of your board and then change stance again. To brace your paddle, all you have to do is keep it in the water, drag it forward with you. This helps to keep your balance when you're moving across the board. That is a step back turn / pivot turn. Now here are some tips that will really help you out. First tip is to attach your leash at the front of your board onto your front foot. This really does help because the leash is never in the way, but you're still attached to the board. Second tip is when you're moving around the board, keep your paddle in the water. This helps you keep your balance when moving around the board. Third tip is to learn this at speed, not standing still. It really is easier when you're moving. Fourth and final tip is to try and find that sweet spot at the back of your board where you feel comfortable and you won't lose your balance. Those are the 4 tips that really did help me, and thought I'd share them with you. Hope this video is helpful. See you guys next time.